Hello, team, and welcome to episode 2. There is a house to be described. Team, welcome to our second class of the year, and the word of the day is vocab. I don't think you can study a language without actively improving your vocabulary. I know that we passively improve our vocabulary by practicing, but I do think it's important every once in a while to say something like, oh, I'm going to learn one new word a day. And today we're going to be talking about how to do that effectively. And I'm going to describe one situation and then two reactions to that same situation. Let's say that John and Mary, they are, I guess we're going to use Brazilian name, João and Maria. They are studying English. And they find a word that they don't know. And this thing right here. And so João, he gets frustrated. He's like, oh, come on, I'm studying this. I should know this. And Maria, she says, cool, I didn't know that. Who do you think will improve at a better rate? My guess is Maria, because she is training her brain to be happy when she finds something she doesn't know. And if you are here listening to me speak, you want more words. So be like Maria. And today we will see some activities where you can practice that. Because if I'm speaking English while traveling, while working, or just using English as a tool, your job is to you want to get the job done. But if you are practicing, if you are studying, if you are playing English, what you want is to make mistakes. Your goal is to find the things you can't describe the way you would like. And for all of these activities today, I want you to go until you find at least one word that you don't know or that you cannot say the way you would like. For example, my last student, Daniel, he mentioned that there's a room where he receives guests or where he receives people. What he wanted to say was a guest room. And it's great. He found a way to express it. But while you're practicing, if you find these kind of awkward ways of expressing yourself, there might be a cleaner way. And whether you use ChatGPT, Google, whatever it is to get that answer, Study Buddy, it's great. You can ask me. Learn those new words. All right, so let's see what we've got. Starting with an awesome song, one of my favorites. Can't go wrong with this, House of the Rising Sun. Why am I mentioning it? Because the grammar point today is just this word. There. When we are describing something, we will need it. And I'll get to it in 1 minute. But first, our warm-up. Where's Waldo? And here in Brazil, I think in the original British English, it's Wally. And I put the picture here in the PDF, but I recommend clicking here so that you can get it in a better quality. You don't force strain your eyes too much trying to find them. But team, in 3 minutes, how many words can you find that you don't know? You get 1 point per sentence that you make. There is a battle. There is a Trojan horse in the middle of the castle. And if you find something you don't know, for example, there's a volcano. How do you say it? It's exploding. The volcano is erupting. You get 2 points because you made the sentence and you're looking for a word that you found a word you don't know. And secret 5 points, like the golden snitch from Harry Potter. If you find Mr. Wally, Mr. Waldo, you get 5 points, and Mrs. Waldo, another 5 points. So have fun with this. It's a great present if you have any kids in your lives, and I know I have a lot of fun with this with Lise. And the pictures are hilarious. So have you ever played Where's Waldo? And I did since I was little. I think my first Waldo book was a present from my godfather, and I ended up giving it to Lise. My mom saved it, so it was pretty cool. She likes it. And where would you be able to describe easily in English? Team, test it out. Your office, your work, your room, and I bet there'll be something that you don't know how to say. So try to describe it. Now, our grammar point. There. Super common word. It's hard not to use it when you're speaking. And the first use of there we will see is as an existential starter. Yes, cool name. I think the name is cooler than what it is. Sounds like something you might talk about with your therapist, but an existential starter pretty much means that the world has put in this place. Because, for example, in Portuguese, I can start a sentence without a subject. I can say, play soccer. And I will know whether it's I play soccer, you play soccer, we play soccer, they play soccer. But in English, all I know is that it's not he plays soccer because there was no S. So we need that subject. And here in Portuguese, it's common for us to try to start those sentences with have. Do not do that. If you are starting a sentence with have, 90% of the time, it is a question. Have you been to New York? Have you done this? Have you watched this? Or the imperative. Have a nice day. Have a good one. So if you use have by accident in the situation, the person might understand, you might give a signal that it's a question. So be careful. That's what we're working on today. I want to hear those theirs. And I have some examples here. There's a bird outside the window. There has been a lot of rain this month. There will be some good holidays this year. But what you need to remember is just either singular or plural, because it's always in third person. And what I sometimes hear is there is birds, there is bottles. So remember, just it's singular, you'll have one form, plural the other. Use will, doesn't matter. It'll be singular and plural will be the same thing. But that's what you need to remember. Part 2. This is usually the second class that I teach my beginning students. You know, what is this? What is that? Oh, what is that there? And I want to show you this word right here. The books are over there. Well, over, we usually think of on top, or maybe like the end, game over. But in this case, over is a mannerism that is part of the language. If I say the books are there, it's pretty specific. But I would say, oh, the books are over there. You know, you'll find them. It's a little bit more vague, but grammatically, it is unnecessary. But we hear it so much that I think it was worth mentioning. All right. Number 3, our phrasal uses. And as an English learner, when you hear the word phrasal, I want you to think, I cannot translate this word for word. If I say pick, you know, it's pick to choose something, or to, in Portuguese, we say like colher. That's the original pick. But then if I include up, all of a sudden it means buscar, or we have the pick something up, kind of like a get. So if you're to translate this literally, it doesn't make sense. And these phrasal uses, they are the hardest for us to learn. And what you need to do is you need to take the full idea and understand it out of context. Think of the whole phrase like one vocab word. And we have some common ones with there. Starting with your expression of the week. There you go. And we use there you go to signal a successfully completed action. Maybe you ask me something, there you go. You order a coffee at Starbucks, there you go. Or maybe Lise does something cool, there you go. And we use it to signal something was completed successfully. Hang in there. Things are, just wait a moment, or if somebody's going through something bad, hang in there. Things are going to get better. Or when somebody's almost starting an argument, don't go there. It's a sensitive issue. Don't start. Don't go there. So these are just some common uses of there. I'm sure there are hundreds of others. All right. So remember, I want you to describe until you make a mistake. What is your city like? Until you find something that you cannot express the way you would like. And what is there a lot of in your city? This was a good one. I had a lot of fun conversations with my students. What will the world look like in 30 years? Maybe better, 25 years, in 2050. And I know 2025, I remember the year 2000, so I've been feeling pretty old. We're closer to 2050 than we are to when The Matrix was released. So what will the world be like in 25 and 30 years? Team, our talking point this week was vocab. And where you register new vocab, whether it's a notebook, an app, personally, I think there's something about writing that just helps. So if you have like a little notebook, it's definitely a good idea. The importance of vocab, areas where your vocab is better than most people. I speak English, but doctors speak doctor, lawyers speak lawyer. So I guess doctors speak medicine and lawyers speak law. But what I mean is each of us has our own unique experience with this life, and you have better vocab at something than the rest of the people. And use this, it's your foundation. You have this advantage. So Who do you know has an extensive vocabulary? I've been listening to the Modern Wisdom podcast, and I think while he speaks very clearly and simply, I like sometimes his word choice. I think he speaks he's very articulate. And have you ever tried to learn a new word each day? I actually have not. I don't think so. I think I've kind of I had a student who was using this link actually, and I would go over it with her, but not me specifically. And team, I really liked this picture here because these are all pretty common words that I hear my students add an S to, like informations, feedbackis, says I hear my Brazilian students saying, equipment, Portuguese, it makes sense, but in English you don't add an S, and you can't add an article a or an either. You can say the. And I guess waters I would accept if you're talking about bottles of water. You're at a party. Oh, can I have 2 waters, please? You're talking about 2 bottles of water. So these are the no plurals, some good words to include in your vocabulary. Sometimes building vocab is not about building new words. It's about using words you know best way possible. And team, last up, your challenge for the week. I spy. I spy with my little eye something orange. What is it? Is it this book? No, it is this piggy bank where Lisa and I collect coins. We can trade them for hamburgers at Burger King. But I Spy was one of the most successful games for me and Lisa. And basically, one person says, I spy, and describes something. We started with colors. I spy something blue. I spy something red. I spy something yellow. But then quickly you can adapt. So I spy something fast. Oh, is it that motorcycle? I spy something delicious. Is it that hamburger? And know your audience. If you're playing with a kid, like I was, pick simple things. But if you are practicing with your study buddy, who is a more advanced person, try to find those things that they won't know how to say. Because either they will know what it is. Oh, it's an eraser. Or they'll point out, it's that thing right there. Congratulations. You found your vocab word of the day. All right, team. And our answer to the question before about the different theirs. This is something that I see people correcting in the comment sections on YouTube and such. But they are slightly different pronunciation, but not by much. They are, there. We have there for the possessive and there for location. Team, that's it. Thank you, and I hope to see you in class. Have a good one.